Record, and we are going to dive in, y'all. So, guys, by way of intro, we have got Todd. What is your official title? Chief
So
Distribution?
they say that it's senior vice president of field sales.
Senior Vice President.
Some say national sales director. I think my favorite title is the one that Sarah Reineke made up, which is she
Okay.
calls me goodness glue. And I
Okay.
don't I don't
All
really
right.
know what that means, but it sounds favorable.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
but truly, Jordan, like my role is pretty simple. Brandon and Brian and Casey probably back in 2018 knew they were going to build out Quility to be the mother company.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew once they went on that run that their time was going to get spread thin. And
Yep.
they wanted me to come to the home office to try to be somewhat of a bridge to make sure that everything that's going on in the cemetery field gets relayed back to them to keep their finger on the pulse of what's most important.
Man, awesome. My title for you is Magic Maker. It's like if any I ever any I need anything, I'm like I call Todd and magic. It happens. So it's like it's a magician. So. Man,
You're
we
too.
are so fired up that you're here, and especially on a week like today, where we just heard some absolutely incredible things on this past week's national call. So, I know that your time, you're super busy right now. You're on tons of agency calls. I am sure that you are talking up what we just heard. But man, what from the home office perspective, we heard so much. What is it that you're most excited about, given that you have such a pulse on the distribution arm of this thing? What has
Yeah.
got you so excited?
Man, so um, first of all, I always like to start these with gratitude. So I was joking about Jordan being part of the double A league, but
True. It's very
uh,
true.
guys, y'all are so blessed to be in business with a young man like Jordan Shank.
Oh,
He's
young.
been really close and good friends with me for a long time. I admire his character. I admire the way that he looks at the world, the way that he treats the relationships that matter to him. And Jordan, you've always been somebody that I certainly look up to, buddy.
Mm.
And I hope everybody on this call knows just how fortunate you all are to be a part of an agency with Jennifer Gaines and with Summer Friesen and Jordan Shank
Absolutely.
and the whole crew. Because guys, we've got a lot of awesome agencies across Symmetry. We really do. But I'm telling you, I have an insight to all of them, and you guys are in a special place with a special group that does things the right way, that has a lot of character
Mhm.
and a lot of business intelligence. And you guys, if you're new to the agency, let me just tell you, you picked a good one. And I also want to say just gratitude for you all
Mm.
because many of you that have heard my story prior to coming to Symmetry, I had spent 20 years in pharmaceutical sales, and I was very blessed and very successful because I had great teams around me. But it caused me to be in a hotel or in a company apartment at least 130 nights a year for 15 years in a row. So for
Mhm.
15 years, I was an absent husband. I had kids. I was an absent father. And
Mhm.
while I was doing really well successfully, and my wife lived in a great house and we had a nice car and everything that you think is the American dream, guys, I was not home half the year.
Mhm.
And because of what everybody on this call does, because you protect families, because you hire and train agents to go out and protect families, I'm provided a paycheck now that allows me to be an at-home father and present with my family. And so let me just start with saying, guys, everyone on this call that's ever written an app, thank you.
Mhm.
And that is ultimately how I'm able to do the things I do is because of your efforts. And so I'm extremely grateful for every agent at Symmetry. And then
Mhm.
Jordan, what I'm most excited about, dude, is you've been around in this place for a minute. You've
I
been in a
have.
lot of inner circle conversations,
I have
and
indeed.
you know that we've been hard at this innovation game for the last 5 years.
Hmm.
Some of it's been awesome, some of it's been very, very complicated, and at
Hmm.
times some of it's been outright tripping and falling and landing on our face.
Yeah.
What I'm most
Absolutely.
excited about more than anything is going through all of that led us to this moment, guys, where if you saw on that slide at the State of the Union, we did $284 million as
That
an
is
organization.
unbelievable.
284 million. It was over almost $50 million in growth over the previous year. And you know what?
We're gonna
They
pass it.
decided to simplify things.
Mm,
They've got more clarity right now, Jordan. And when I say they, I'm talking about the owners and the chiefs here at the corporate office. They have more clarity right now on what's going to take us to a multi-billion-dollar company, and that is focusing on just a couple of small things.
mm,
You heard a lot about the digital products. We'll talk
mm,
a little bit about that in just a minute. But the
mm,
thing that I'm most excited about, Jordan, is everybody that's trying to figure out this fintech space has finally learned it only works if you have rock solid distribution, quality of business, and the ability to create massive change in the industry with the right agents.
mm,
And guess what, buddy? We already have that in spades.
So good. So
I don't
good.
know, but for me, the past
Man.
couple years, Day of the Unions, I got off and I was confused because there was 8 things we were supposed to go figure out.
Yeah, you get off the State of the Union, you're like, I'm not sure exactly what state I'm in, but other than confusion. But that
So
was not
fair.
the name of the game of this past one,
Yeah.
for sure. Well, since you kind of teed that up really well, let's talk about the digital products aspect of it. Why should people be pivoting to digital products? Specifically, Todd, I'd love for you to talk to this about through the lens of a builder, through the lens of someone who is trying to not only, we've got a lot of top producers on this team, but we've also got a lot of people that are really beginning to dial down on multiplication and multiplying their efforts. What will these digital products do for them as they begin to grow and scale and grow their own book, also grow their own teams?
Man, that's great. That's beautiful. So the ultimate thing about the digital products, guys, is first of all, let me get you a little bit excited. So we talk a lot around here about we want to become a billion-dollar company, a multi-billion-dollar company, right? That
Hmm.
sounds awesome, but all right, how do you really get there? Is that a real attainable goal? And for those of you that enjoy Wall Street and you like to look into the aspects of business, I challenge you to look at a company like Bestow and look at a company and watch closely to what's about to happen to Ethos.
Mm.
Both of those companies, Ethos is going on an IPO right now,
Wow.
and they're likely to hit the market at a value of somewhere in the neighborhood of $2 billion. dollars.
Wow.
Do you know how many proprietary products they built, Jordan?
Zero.
They got two.
Yeah. Two. Okay.
They got two. Bestow recently had funding that valued their company at almost $2.4 billion. It took them 5 years, and they have two proprietary products. Guys, Symmetry Financial Group in 2.5 years has seven.
Come on now.
And we've got about five more that'll be released in the next 12 months.
Come on now.
So you hear a lot about this excitement and we're going to be this and we're going to be that, guys. I'm telling you, with authentic, genuine research you can all go do on ChatGPT right now, we're in a position to change the game. So if
Mm,
you want to build an organization and you want to understand the value of what digital products can do, think
mm,
about it through the lens of how many more resources you're going to have and that Symmetry Financial Group's going to have when we're a multi-billion-dollar organization.
mm,
With that type of capital, guys, we're no longer having to consider budget when it comes to getting outside resources to help us build products, to help us
mm,
build platforms. to help us innovate ways to make it easier for agents to do their job.
Mm,
So whether you have ears or you don't have ears, that's just a cherry on top. The
mm,
real value and why you want to build now, guys, is you all are a part of a company like Microsoft was when it was in the garage state.
mm,
You know,
mm,
back when they were really trying to tinker with screwdrivers and try to figure out how to build an effective platform. Guys,
mm,
this thing is about to explode. And
mm,
so right now, you're looking at some of the top leaders in the organization, like a Marshall Whalen, that's making $180,000 to $200,000 a month in bonus dollars.
mm.
Jordan, that's at a $284 million company. What is Marshall Whalen's check going to look like when we're a $3 billion company?
Honestly, it's hard to even comprehend. Like, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's silly. But you know where all that growth's going to go? It's going to go through everybody that's on this call that decides to build an agency and wants to grab their share of
Mm,
the windfall that's about to occur. And guess what? I don't know why God chose us to be in this position, but I'm awfully grateful that He did.
mhm,
Brandon and Casey and Pope are life insurance agents. They
mm,
wake up every day and they literally see through the lens of exactly what you're doing each and every hour that you're dialing clients or running appointments or doing interviews.
mm,
And their focus has always been with any resources, any innovation, how do we continue to make the path for agents to go from where they're at to where we're at today and allow them to do it faster, easier, and allow more time and balance, more time and money balance
mm,
in the creation of those things.
mm,
So I hope that paints a good picture, Jordan, of both what I'm
mm.
excited about, but what digital products means to you guys. But let me get kind of more granular to the
Yeah.
agent because we are just getting started. Do y'all know what happened when we created one proprietary product?
Mm,
Everybody thought we were crazy.
mm,
Nobody thought that an IMO would be able to get some of these larger carriers to build
mm,
proprietary products with us. And when
mm.
I say proprietary products, I'm also referring to digital products. They're one and the
Mhm.
same in case you're new.
Okay.
But we build these proprietary products. It took us a while to convince somebody that we weren't crazy because
Mm,
it's very expensive. It's very difficult to do.
mm,
And we started with one little product in SBLI. And we
mm.
learned an awful lot that first year, didn't we,
Yeah.
Jordan? We learned a lot.
Yeah, we did.
But you know what? One thing the market saw that
Mm,
we actually pulled it off and they did something that was unique. They started talking to the reinsurers. If you're
mm,
new to the business, even Mutual of Omaha has insurance.
mhm,
There's layers to this, guys. There are hundreds of billions of dollar companies that actually reinsure people like Foresters, Mutual of Omaha, Americo, you name it. Well, the reinsurers started realizing what was going on, and
mhm,
they started to look at our book of business and the quality of our business.
mm,
And when they noticed that we outperform our nearest competitor by over 10 points, 10 percentage points on the quality of persistent business that Symmetry puts up.
mm.
Guys, that
Wow.
unlocked an unbelievable future for everybody on this call because
Wow.
now it's 3 to 6 months for any carrier out there to get an appointment to come to Asheville and to get time with Brandon or Casey to talk about wanting to build additional products with us. So
Wow.
what's happened, Jordan, is because of you guys and the quality of business and the culture that we have at Symmetry,
Mm,
we've got a line out the door right now with people fighting to get our attention to build other products.
mm,
So what do you think that's going to do, new producers? That's going to drive rates down. They're going to have to get more competitive and add even better living benefits. They're going to have to
mm,
revamp their entire application process and make it as smooth, as quick, with the most approvals as possible for
mm,
all of you guys.
mhm.
So
Mm,
not only are the products we have currently getting really, really good and dialed in, but guess what? They're all getting better. Hey,
mm,
the banner product that's becoming one of the top term products in all of Symmetry already, guess what, guys? In March, they're going to revamp the application process and make it even easier.
wow.
The
Wow.
UHL products for final expense, great options. Currently, a little bit more pricey than other products on the market. Guess what's coming? They're
Mm,
about to have to lower their prices and work with us on that.
mm,
So everything that we're building, guys, continues to put pressure on carriers to compete. And so therefore, we're in a position to not only add more proprietary digital products, but the better we do with them, the more competitive they get, and the better stuff we're going to be able to build and be able to have you guys protect clients with.
wow. It's almost like we've created this. I mean, not we, you guys and the founders and as a company, we've
Y'all
created,
definitely
well,
did.
yeah,
None of
but
this happens without the quality of business symmetry rights, and that's all credit to you guys.
sure, but there's this ecosystem of competition which allows us to fight for the best possible good of your clients, which means that when you sit in front of a client and you make a recommendation to them, that little voice inside your head that says, am I really doing the right thing? You can turn down the volume on that now
Yep.
because now you know that we have created an environment where carriers have to compete for the lowest price to be able to get our business because of the size distribution that we have. It's simple supply and demand, which is absolutely incredible. So man, Todd, thank you so much
Man,
for kind of that breakdown. I did have one question practically on the digital product side, contracting, F&G, UHL, those kinds of things. Any chance that that might be a little faster in the next couple months to weeks since they are a core carrier and core product?
you
I'm putting you
you
on the spot. I'm putting no pressure, but
no,
preface.
I love it, man. I love Q&A and man, I work for you guys. You guys pay my paycheck, so I'm happy to answer anything. That great question. And so, Jordan, if you'll remember, back when you started, we had four core carriers. When you signed up with Symmetry, you got four carriers.
Yep.
Well, as we went through and progressed, and advanced markets became really big and resets, now we're up to nine carriers when a new agent starts. So we've all taken a look. That's not what's best for a brand new agent. That's too many carriers to learn. Most everybody will tell you it's really smart to start in this business by learning two, three, maybe at max four. Most people will say just a few carriers. And so now that we've made this shift from core carriers, Jordan, to more proprietary digi product carriers, you're about to see them become more of what you recently saw as core carriers, which means
Yes.
contracting gets faster. As soon as somebody gets licensed with Symmetry, these will be the first ones that go through and get them in a position to write. Except for the um, uh, well, the annuity side of things, that's almost slipped, almost told a secret, Jordan. But
Spill it,
we
Todd.
have a
Spill it.
proprietary product in IUL. At some point, you might have one in the annuity space too.
Wow. That
So
would
of
be
course, there's additional training that always comes with annuities, but but the rest of those products are definitely going to be faster in contract.
awesome, man. Awesome. Talk to us a little bit about the word of the year, fortify. Like that,
Yeah.
what a cool word. I got to be honest. I was not, usually they're a little bit more aspirational, but not that that's not, but it was
Right?
just, I was like, man, I don't know that I've ever used that. I mean, that's a big word. I don't know that I've ever used that in a sentence. So, like, tell us, like, what does that mean to you? What does that mean to the corporate
I'm
office?
still putting it out for you. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a so Meredith actually came up with it. So at its simplicity, guys, the definition being to strengthen the foundation to support action and growth.
Hmm.
Um, the last 4 to 5 years, Jordan, if you want to be real here, I can be real. The founders realized that we went through a very um, challenging time as we figured out how to grow in a technology driven world that's advancing faster than anybody thought.
Mm,
We knew that we couldn't stay the same as we were 5 years ago. We
mm,
knew we had to keep up with the times and the technology was changing, and you've got to start having digital leads. Digital leads work best if you have a CRM platform. All
mm,
these things we knew we had to stay ahead of. But ultimately, guys, nobody could predict that we could all sit here today and go to Chat GPT, and within 2 hours, we could all design and build a CRM platform.
mm,
It's obsolete. Everybody that's chasing all these sidetracks right now, Jordan, trying to build a lot of different tech, it's all going to be obsolete in 6 months. Everybody's
mm,
going to be able to go to a vending machine and build whatever they want to build, basically.
mm,
So for us, we looked at how do we fortify the actual culture that built us to be the type of company that can create a line around our building wanting to build products with us. And that's focusing on the culture of who we are, the core values, getting back to making sure we're having fun. Jordan, we all love and we all laugh at all those silly Brandon and Casey videos. The last three, four
Still,
years, we
yeah.
didn't get a lot of new content because they didn't have time.
Wow.
But if you want to truly grow a culture and things like funny videos and us all spending time together and more in-person events and doing things like you just saw with the powerhouse with the Jordan Hunt Sarah Meineke agencies over in Lake Norman. Like there's all kinds of these ideas that we have to create more of that opportunity to get around the campfire so people can truly see the heart of what this company is. And
Mm,
for us, Jordan, Fortify is not about a lot of new innovation.
mm,
We've brought along a lot of systems, platforms, and products the last 4 years.
mm,
Now it's time to fortify and get them in the place where we want them. Guys,
mm,
funnel's not where we want it.
mm,
Is it getting there? Sure. But it's
mm,
not where we want it. And we realize that. So
mm,
how do we fortify funnel? How do we fortify the culture? How do we fortify our comp plans? How do we get everything prepared right now? Because guess what? The foundation that holds up a 200, $300 million company is not going to be the same foundation that can hold up a $5 billion company. So
mm.
we've got to fortify our systems. We've got to fortify everything that we do to prepare for the awesome growth that's coming.
That's awesome, man. So good. So good. Talk to us a little bit. I love that you mentioned culture.
Yeah.
I love that you mentioned that, fortifying the culture, fortifying, the foundation that has made us great. Um, Talk to us a little bit about that. Like how are we going about doing that? What does that look like? Especially headed into, a brand new year like 2026.
Yeah. It's my favorite piece. It really is, guys. If you saw the inner workings and the day-to-day meetings that I go to with our executives and our founders, I always describe that my favorite thing about this company is the leaders are genuine and authentic. And ultimately, to me, that goes all the way down to the newest agent. If you want to be successful in this business, I suggest you show up in front of your clients and your interviews for your potential new agents as a genuine and authentic person.
Yeah.
There is too many opportunities in this world for
Mm,
us to get confused or off track and start chasing things we shouldn't be chasing because people out there offer a lot of shiny objects. You
mhm.
can normally sit down within a 2 minute conversation and figure out if somebody you're talking to is being sincere with you or not.
Absolutely.
And to me, at the core of what built this culture to begin with back in 2009 was genuine, authentic people that weren't out to just personally get rich, but to truly create a system and an opportunity
Mm.
for everybody to be able to share in the wealth.
Mm.
And that means Brandon Casey and Meredith and Pope, they've made a lot less money through this journey than they could have. They're
Mm.
also the first ones to tell you they wouldn't have what they have if it wouldn't have been the system and the culture of making sure that the opportunity to share the wealth is out there. So to me, Jordan, it's the foundation of what made this company what it is.
Mm.
And that has become the number one priority
Mm.
because at any point, as you're going through an evolution and you're trying to totally disrupt an entire industry, one of the first things people often report is that you lose a little bit of your culture and what it felt like to
Yeah.
be with a
Oh,
small
absolutely.
company,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And we've got people like myself that were around other pharmaceutical companies that went from 20 employees to 2,000 employees,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And to have an organization truly sit down and say, this is our priority to not let that happen to us because our secret sauce is our people and our core values and our culture.
Mm.
I think that should
Mm.
say a lot to you new people about the type of organization you work for. It goes along with what I always say about our charity efforts and Ripple and Make-A-Wish and water and building wells for communities that don't have access to clean water, guys. The craziest thing to me, Jordan, I go to these meetings and I'm
Mm.
actually in there with like people in fancy suits. They're flown in from New York and they're all bankers and they're all wanting to invest in symmetry and quality. The coolest thing to me when they start talking about what it looks like to be a multi-billion-dollar organization,
Mm.
there is never conversations, guys, about what kind of houses we would buy, what kind of cars
Mm.
would we drive,
Mm.
where would we go buy a vacation home? You know what we talk about?
Mm.
How do we make an impact in the community?
Mm.
How do we truly change the narrative and show that for-profit organizations are actually
Mm.
the ones that should be in the front leading, showing other organizations how you make a difference and how you make an impact in your community?
Mm.
See, a lot of people have always put that responsibility on nonprofit organizations. But the culture we have here, Jordan, is how do we make a larger impact and do good in the world with what we've been blessed with?
Mm. So good.
And
Yeah.
that you don't find every day.
You don't, and you definitely don't find it in the insurance industry. The
Yeah.
insurance industry, is there a more, you know, I don't want to say greedy, but kinda like statistically speaking, it has a reputation for being incredibly lucrative and incredibly money hungry, which means, we'll give, you know, some peanuts to charities as a tax write-off, but it's not going to be a focus of our mission, and it's not going to be a focus of how we develop that into the culture. And that's what I love about Symmetry is that it's so different. We go, hey, listen, there's a wealth of opportunity here. Like let's have a core value that says being of service and doing good in the world. Like, is there a better reason for us to work? I think it's amazing.
Right. The coolest thing I would say, Jordan, too, is in those meetings. Because when I say how we're going to make an impact throughout our communities, guys, we throw something out there. There's actually a plan, and we've actually done the math, and we've worked through some things. And when we get to where we're going, we estimate that there will be more millionaires made out of Symmetry agents than attended our last conference in Raleigh, North Carolina, which seated about 3,000 people.
Wow.
And so when we're talking about making impact in communities and the culture of this place, they're not talking about Brandon and Meredith and Casey's personal checkbook, and they're going to go to be able to go out and write a bunch of checks for big charities. They will. Guys, what we're talking about is making our agents financially in a position to where they can go choose what they're passionate about and they can get behind the charities and their local community projects that they find important to themselves.
Mm.
We all love kids. We all love Make-A-Wish. We all want everybody to have access to clean water. But Jordan, you know me, I'm a youth coach.
Mm.
I'm passionate about youth sports.
Mm.
And so one day when I'm in a position to give back more than I can now, I'm going to do a lot with kids and I'm going to do a lot with sports and we're going to have a lot of little baseball fields that don't have to do travel ball stuff. And I've got all these kind of crazy things I want to do. But what I want you to all understand, like, that's the goal.
Mm.
We want to make your jobs as agents and agency
Yeah.
builders so much easier so you can make enough money so much faster to put you in a
Yes.
position to reinvest in your own community.
Yes. Yes.
That's the vision, that's the culture.
Oh, gosh, Todd, so good. So good. All right, I've got a question for you. I know I've got two questions left. I know we're trying to be
Okay.
respectful of your time. But we talked a little bit about the new people that are just coming in and getting them integrated with digital products, getting them on those products from day one, that becomes their routine. I need you as an OG, I'm an OG too, right? Like to talk to the folks that have been on and around for more than a minute, right? People that have been around for a few years, that have seen some of the evolution and changes throughout the years. Growth can be a little messy. Like there can be a lot of challenges to that. And some people it's easy to look back as at the good old days as being really the good old days, but really
Yeah,
there's a ton of problems back then too. Like they weren't really all
yeah,
that great. So how can agents that have been here for a while continue to change and grow and keep up with building this amazing company that we have?
yeah. So one of the things that I love about our company is we are a culture of personal development. And the cool thing
Mm,
about personal development is you're never going to reach your goal. There's
mm,
always an opportunity to explore ways to improve, to grow yourself, to get yourself in a place to where you can entertain other people's perspectives. You can develop more capabilities to show up with empathy and react differently in certain situations. So, first of all, I always start with, guys, everybody on this call, I don't care if you're the greatest human in the entire agency, you still have room to grow and get better. And
mm,
so what we need to find is to make sure that one, we're taking care of our personal development. As Danny always says, it's my favorite. We got to grow ourselves to be a big enough battery for other people to plug into.
mm,
Because when this company is a $2 billion organization, guys, guess what? You're no longer recruiting. You're no
mm,
longer recruiting out there. You're
mm.
actually going to be interviewing and deciding who is a good fit for your team. And you're going
Mm.
to have a line around the door waiting to talk to you. It's
Come on
another
now.
thing that happens when we scale and this thing takes off and why it's so important for digital products and what does it mean to every agent if we are a $2 billion company. Guys, we literally then have national ads running on TV and we have a constant streamline of agents that are looking for what we have.
Mm,
And this is a little bit off course to what you're saying, Jordan, but it means a lot to me. Guys, AI is taking over and it is
mm,
soon, this is real. It is going to start taking away a lot of people's current jobs.
mm,
And I'm not a doomsday guy about that. Like, I think
mm.
the world will figure it out and it's going to automate a lot of things. But I challenge anybody on here to go into ChatGPT, Grok, whatever system you use, ask it what the most valuable personal skills will be to have in a world when AI starts to automate most of common jobs. It's going to tell you the most valuable traits for a human being to have is to be able to have empathy, to be able to create connection, to be
Mm,
able to set up an environment of culture, to
mm.
be able to show up and make critical decision making in front of live humans without the technology that so many have come to depend on. Jordan,
Mm.
I just described exactly what your responsibilities are
Yeah.
as agents.
Yep.
So forget about like Symmetry becoming a $2 billion organization. Just look what the world's doing.
Mm.
And all these people that are going to be out of a job are going to need some place to work. And don't we think that we have one of the best opportunities in the world? So if you've been around for a minute, and if you're Not excited because you've lost a little bit of that fire. I'm telling you, you
Mm,
haven't missed anything. We're about to go through the most explosive years that we possibly could, and it's a
mm,
perfect storm.
mm,
We have the greatest culture. We now have the ability to build proprietary products. We're going to be a multi-billion-dollar company. AI is changing the way the world operates and the way the workforce actually will look to be paid. And everything, guys, is lining up for you to be able to grow your agency at a rate that's not existed before. And if you look back one day, and I'm not talking like 50 years, 40 years, 30 years from now, guys, if you look back in 3 to 5 years from now and you have regrets because we are a $5 billion company and you didn't go all in, you
mm,
didn't work on that personal development, you didn't get recommitted to fire yourself up,
mm,
guys, there is nothing worse I can think of than to live a life of regret.
mm,
So I say go all in.
mm,
Everything I can possibly see lines up to this thing has nowhere to go but up and up quick. And
mm.
so if you've been around for a minute, I'd say get engaged, get fired up, get with people that are winning. If you don't have the positive momentum that you need currently, go borrow somebody else's.
Ah, yes.
Don't look back in 3 years and see this rocket ship that landed on the moon and start looking around and realize that rocket ship left you and we're currently on Mars.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah. How do they make sure that they're on it? Digital products, recruiting, personal production.
That's it. It's the same thing. That's the coolest thing that I love about the State of the Union this week, Jordan. It's simple.
They
Keep
give you
doing what you're doing. Keep adopting the digital products. Always, always 1,000%. You choose the product that's best for the client.
Mhm.
The cool thing, guys, with living benefits coming online for all these proprietary products, you're
Mhm.
now going to be able to know with 100% confidence you're providing the best product too.
Mhm.
Always choose the best product. So when the digital products fit, guys, you're going to be rewarded. You're going to be paid more. There's going to be bigger bonuses to it. You're going to be fueling the opportunity for the company to grow. And all these things are going to put you in a position to be more successful. And I just say, stick to the personal development, recruit, adopt digi products where you can. If you do those three things this year, guys, you'll have a seat on that rocket ship.
Man. Well, you can count my seat on there. I've got my reservation, so I will be there. Todd, we love you, man. Thank you for being on this call. Thank you for being our friend. Thank you for everything you do for the home office. On a personal note, when I spoke on the engage stage, I still remember your intro.
Oh,
And
man.
it was one of the most meaningful things anyone has ever said to me or about me. And that is who you are, is you have an ability to make people feel absolutely unstoppable. And I think you've done that for a lot of people on this call here today.
Thank you,
So
bud.
thank you for
Well,
thank you for being here, buddy.
I'm in it every word, guys.
Thank
Blessings
you.
to you all. Thanks for letting me be here. And I truly, truly am grateful for you all, guys. And please, please take quit off the table.
Yeah.
Don't miss out on this opportunity. Don't
Nope.
look back and live a life with regret. There's so much good to happen in the coming years. And you guys are so fortunate and blessed to be a part of an amazing agency. So you guys have a great day. And if you ever need anything, Jordan knows I'm a short phone call away from him. So you take
Sounds
care,
good.
guys.
Thanks, Todd.